There may be some artwork for the cover from some actual sorcery artists in the pipeline.
Hey, all Sorcerers, Ruby here, and welcome back to the art, guys. I am here with a good friend of mine, Jack, who runs the Ruby Core-ier. He's doing some really cool stuff, and I just wanted to share a little bit about his zine, the types of things he's covering, and what really inspired him, and how you could even get a copy of the Ruby Core-ier if it's something that you're interested in. So, Jack, tell us a little bit about yourself and what brought you to the point of wanting to start your own zine.
Well, I'm Jack, and I'm the editor of the Ruby Core-ier, and I've been playing Sorcery since December. I had been interested in doing some kind of sorcery content, but I didn't want to do like a podcast or a YouTube channel, which is kind of like the typical path people choose, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I definitely wanted something with a little more of an old school vibe. I guess it was the Saturday after the Courtesan Cup, I accidentally wound up on the dojo for the Magic the Gathering fans. If you're not aware, that's basically the original Magic strategy site from the late 90s. And, you know, seeing some photos of some of my like childhood idols like Adrian Sullivan got me thinking. I'm like, oh, I need to do something really old school, and I floated a couple of ideas, and then I eventually settled on the magazine.
Yeah, and it's so cool. We're here at the Courtesan Cup, or not the Courtesan Cup, geez, we're here at the SorceryCon 2024. We actually met at the Courtesan Cup and got a chance to talk a little bit more. Tell us about the zine, what you're doing with it, and why you're here at SorceryCon 2024.
Yeah, so as far as the magazine, the types of content I go over, I spend a lot of time on interviews. So this is issue 2 we have over here with an alternate cover. This month had an interview with sorcery artist Matthias Frisk, who also fronts the death metal band Van Held. So we talked about a little bit of both of those things. I've covered multiple events. So Gen Con, we'll have some Spiel Essen coverage coming up. Also, I've done some deck lists. And this issue also debuted the Rum and Reality column. So I examined different sorcery cards and look at some of the real world references. This month focused on the 13 Treasures of Britain and what they actually are, which actually leads me to SorceryCon. So I'm here purely promoting the magazine. I've got 300 copies to hand out. Additionally, there is some Willy Wonka style action. 13 of these magazines, the inside's a little bit different, and you can possibly win one of the 13 Treasures of Britain. As far as what I've already given out this weekend, a foil 13 Treasures, Beta Ruby Core, and an Eric's Curiosa.
Wow, so really just making it interactive, engaging, not just giving information about the game, but telling backstory about cards, having contests, and really trying to be here to interface with the community itself. I absolutely love it. I think it's so cool. One of the things that really drew me to your work as well, you take some really cool pictures that are pretty unique. What do you use to do that?
Yeah, so my mom wouldn't buy me a Game Boy camera when I was a kid, and probably since I was like 18 or so, I've been like, man, I really want to do some kind of like Game Boy camera project, but I didn't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. So it had been stuck in the inner recesses of my mind for I don't know how many years. And then when I decided I wanted to do the Corier, I'm like, oh, Game Boy camera.
Well, I loved it when you did the interview with me for Volume 1. It was just super cool, and just to see how you're capturing that, expressing your creativity, also in a way that's really in line with the game that's trying to capture the spirit of the 90s. Spot on, my friend, spot on. So if individuals are interested in getting their hands on a copy of the Ruby Core-ier, what do they do?
Okay, so it's patreon.com/the Ruby Core-ier. That's Coreier. If you're interested in reading it digitally, you can enjoy it for free. However, there are international options for mail order. Also, it's in the cover is in full color every month, so it's not this plain black and white. You get sweet full color art with stuff like Morgan Le Fay, and we've had some art from some of the Ultras, and there may be some artwork for the cover from some actual sorcery artists in the pipeline.
Very cool. That's what I was going to say. What do we have coming up next that you might be able to share with us to get some folks some excitement there?
I don't want to share too much. I do have some artist interviews lined up this weekend, just in the recurring theme of having more and more good interviews, and there may be some exciting stuff in the pipeline too.
Awesome. Well, I am so excited to see what you've got coming down the pike. I think that what you've done so far is super cool. If you haven't checked out the Ruby Core-ier, please feel free to do so. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us a little bit about the zine and where you see it going in the future, Jack. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rudy.
Oh, awesome. Enjoy SorceryCon 2024.